the Sweet 16 is going to be underway on Saturday, Sunday, and then we'll have the Elite Eight on Monday and Tuesday. And so a lot of you out there know that I have a website called Outkick.com. Lots of people, millions every month, come by, tens of millions oftentimes, and hang out. And we have a crew of really talented writers, people who work hard on that site. And one of them, Joe Kinsey, who I'm going to get on the show tomorrow, came to me and he said, hey, what do you think about the idea of an Outkick bracket challenge where we figure out who the wokest member of the sports media is? And I said, by God, this is genius. And so right now you can go to Outkick.com and we have the inaugural Woke All-Star Bracket Challenge. And there are 8 different matchups, Sweet 16 style. And they have named all of the regions, and they are, just let me tell you, this is all glorious, okay? So I am going to run through some of these matchups. I'm going to bring in Dub, and I'm going to have him guess who is winning these matchups. You can go vote yourself. You can go to Outkick.com, and you can select the winners of the Sweet 16. We have got a bracket challenge. Just so you know, we have the toxic masculinity region. We have the non-binary region. We have the hashtag #MeToo region. And we have the gaslight region. These are the most far left-wing, the wokest of people who are out there saying that sports is awful, there's no way to play, what are you doing? Everybody should stay in their house. How dare you be outside without 8 masks on? These are the sports media members. I didn't have anything to do with these selections. This was the Outkick writing crew that came up with them. Okay, and this is a lot of fun. Trust me, if you want to laugh, go look at the bracket. I'm going to give you the 8 matchups now in order, and I am going to allow you guys to go vote. Again, tens of thousands of you voting in this competition. And I'm going to start with the toxic masculinity region. And in the toxic masculinity region, we have Dan Wolken from USA Today. I like to call him Dan Woken, who has been arguing basically that no sports should be played ever since last year in March. He is the number 1 seed in the toxic masculinity region. And he is matched up with Nicole Auerbach, who is also an incredible Corona bro. What do you anticipate in that 1-4 matchup, Dub? Who do you think is winning? Who is likely to advance?
Well, you got to make Wolken a substantial favorite here.
Like minus 500 or so, you think?
Maybe even steeper. I don't see any way that he does not advance out of this. He is a 24-point favorite on the point spread here.
All right. Currently with 10,000 votes in, Dan Wolken, 89% of the votes to advance. Nicole Auerbach, just 11. All right. Also in the toxic masculinity region, number 3 seed Mark Jones, who is maybe the wokest. This is the guy who said that he was going to decline a police escort. Do you remember this story? Mark Jones at ESPN said he was going to decline a police escort to call football games because he was afraid that the police officer escorting him to the stadium might shoot him. He legitimately tweeted this. Going up against number 2 seed, I think this is also USA Today, Christine Brennan. Christine Brennan, if I remember correctly, has written 496 consecutive columns arguing that there's no way there should ever be a golf tournament played at any Trump-related course. She has written the exact same column, again, 496 consecutive days, one of the all-time records for consecutive column writing, Christine Brennan versus Mark Jones. How would you assess this matchup, Dub? Who's going to win?
Well, if you're based off one performance alone, I think Mark Jones has to be your favorite here. The police escort tweet.
The police are going to
was.
kill him, is what he said. So he couldn't have a police. He was declining a police escort to a stadium to call a game because he said the police were going to kill him.
That alone,
that's about as woke as you can get.
That alone, I think, gets Mark Jones through to the next round.
All right, Mark Jones right now, 61% of the vote. Christine, you can't play a golf tournament anywhere Donald Trump has ever walked in his life. Brennan, 39%. All right, that is the toxic masculinity region, and it looks like we're headed for a real Donnybrook here. Dan Woken potentially going head-to-head with Mark Jones. That's a throw-out-the-record book kind of game. I don't even know. So far, the tightest battle. In the non-binary region, this is the Outkick Sports Media Woke Bracket Challenge. Number 1 seed, Pat Forty. I believe he is at Sports Illustrated. We talked about Pat Forty earlier this week when he tweeted out that ridiculous tweet about how the coaches with the worst mask discipline were losing, and he was upset. Like, it's one of the most insane tweets I've ever seen a sports writer send, going up against Peter King, who memorably came on this radio program and said Andrew Cuomo in New York had done an incredible job dealing with COVID, and Ron DeSantis in Florida was a disaster. This one, I'll just go ahead and tell everybody out there, this is so tight. Pat Forty, 51% of the vote. Peter King, 49% of the vote. This is as fine of a line between success and failure as I can ever remember seeing in any contest. This one may go to OT. This one may go to OT before all is said and done. And you know what I'm going to do? We've got Paul Kaharski coming up in a little bit to talk NFL. Paul Kaharski now works at Outkick, at the Outkick 360. He will be back with us in this next segment. May have to take some of the woke bracket challenge down to finish the hour. But in the other matchup, so Pat Forty, Peter King can't be any tighter than it is right now. In the non-binary region, we have got Dominique Foxworth. He's an ESPN NFL analyst. Remember, he said he rooted against Josh Allen because Josh Allen fans were the kind of people with dog pictures and the American flag in their Twitter profiles. And so he wanted Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen to fail. And he is going up against what I believe is going to be maybe the Gonzaga of this tournament, Darren Rovell. Darren Rovell has been a histrionic Corona Bro loser, so much so that he has been renamed Karen Rovell by many people on social media. How do you see that matchup between Dominique Foxworth and Karen Rovell going?
I mean, this truly is just Rovell is a dominant force in this tournament, I think. I'd be surprised if he's not in the final.
Yeah.
Darren Rovell, because he is basically king of the Corona Bros and has been definitely for the better part of this past 12 months. So I think Rovell is a strong, strong favorite here.
All right, Rovell is getting 82% of the vote. It seems like you can pencil him in. And so if you look, eventually the toxic masculinity region winner will go up against the non-binary region winner. And I think we got a pretty good chance based on the way things are looking up. This is going to be an epic. And so you advance to the identity politics Final Four. We've got the possibility here of Dan Woken, I think, going head-to-head with Darren Rovell. And I mean, even trying to figure out who's going to win that challenge is, I mean, it's like trying to figure out which of the Bulls dynasty teams was the best. You taking the 96 Bulls, you taking the 98 Bulls. I mean, there is just a sliver of difference between these two guys. So that is one half of the bracket challenge. You need to go check it out. Get your votes in. The Woke All-Star Challenge. This is, trust me, going to be a lot of fun. And the Sweet 16 votes are going on right now.